Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. I'm your host, Otis Smith. Today, I know I am the envy of all my friends that know me because I'm sitting here with this beautiful, sexy woman that we all thought about back in the day, Keith Well, I ain't gonna say LeVar. Well, I didn't say the name. He a pastor, but that's all right. Back in the day, y'all know what it was. She brought us The Way You Love Me, Love's Slow Down, I'm Your Woman. I'm talking about this beautiful woman to the left of me. If you don't know who I'm talking about the beautiful, sexy, vivacious Karyn White. How you doing, ma'am?
Woo! Wow, Otis. Look, that's a nice intro.
Yeah, hey, we taking it back in the day, boy.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I used
Slow down so I can love you better. Look, you helping me with my playlist.
I'm helping you with the playlist.
You helping me figure out what songs I'm gonna sing. I was like, okay, you feeling okay? Because I'm so tired of people just thinking about, of course, the love songs, the Superwoman, but my
Mm-hmm.
catalog runs really deep, and a lot
Runs
of
real deep.
songs that weren't released because they were trying to make me this, Jody Watley, Janet Jackson, real
Yeah.
pop. But a lot of my ballads on some of those second and third albums were just, to me, that was where they should have went instead of trying to. I had a number one pop record, so we kept trying to do that pop thing, and I think that's where they messed up.
But you,
But
but you,
anyway,
no, but here's the thing, and I always say the name of the show is Interruption, so you just interrupted interruption, so we gonna go there.
okay.
The beautiful thing that I like back then was you still didn't sound like them. You had your own sound. Now I'm gonna ask a question. My first question, I gotta ask this question because I've always been curious.
Okay.
On the song "I'm Not Your Superwoman," right? Superwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a Prince inspired note?
Man, look, you got some. Look at you, and you got some good ears. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a whole Prince inspired artist.
Okay. Okay.
And Michael Jackson and Tina Turner and James Brown. So yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I caught that. Yeah, I got. Yeah,
oh yeah. Oh
that was
yeah.
that was kind of almost like your rendition of that note from Purple Rain, but
That's right.
your spin on it. Yeah, yeah, I caught
Yeah,
it. I caught it. Yeah,
sure did.
it was beautifully done, and so I wanted to make sure I asked you that question. That was a sidebar question. That just came to me. That was a
Well,
sidebar question.
that's a good sidebar. That's a good part. We like I said, Love and Prince. And I'm since we're talking about Prince, I'm gonna tell
Sure,
you a little story. So
give it to me.
when Secret Rendezvous, it won't stop, it
Hmm.
don't stop. That was my another one of my up tempos. That when it went number one, Prince sent me a big. I was in Florida. I'll never forget it. A big thing of beautiful roses, and
Okay.
I went to meet with him during after I guess maybe a year after,
Hmm.
and most people I always wanted to work with Prince. And so
Sure.
he played tracks for me, but it was, you know how Prince is, he's such a genius, but you have to catch him in phases.
Right.
It's like the
Yes.
music can go here or it can go there. So it was during the Batman phase. And so I
Okay.
heard some
Okay.
things, but I didn't really feel like it was me. And so he's like, you're in good hands with Jimmy and Terry. But it would have been, I mean, that's one of my dreams that I wish really would have come true that I could have done something with him. So just talking about Prince, we're just gonna leave it at that to the purple one.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. Prince was cold. Prince that
yeah.
that generation of music, what came before it, and then when you guys came, one of the things I liked about when you guys came out, especially when you came out, you guys made sure you were determined to. I'm not going to sound like so and so. I don't care who you trying to make me out to be the next. I'm Karyn White. That's who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be the first Karyn White. I'm not trying to be the next so and so. And I always tell people originality will last longer than a carbon copy of someone.
You are so dang on right. And I'm gonna speak on that
Go
because
ahead.
we had, you got to think about the beautiful influences that we had in music, because it wasn't a carbon cutout cookie cutter artist. You know,
Right.
you had the Phyllis Hymans, that was Diana Ross's, Shaka,
Yes. Yes.
Stephanie. I mean, Angela Bofield. I mean, all these artists were so different and unique, and that's what we loved. So it's like, what happened to that? And the '80s. You had the pop, the rock. You know what I mean? The funk, the soul. So
Yes.
I'm just so honored that just so blessed to grow up in that generation, and I love the funk. Make it funky. I mean, I can just be just as funky as I am sensual and sweet.
Mhm.
I don't want
Mhm.
nobody to put me in a box. You understand? So it's like,
Yes.
that's a total artist. Listening to Sly Stone and James, and that's Tina, and it's just letting that music be free. And that's really what I don't like about the music business. It's very cookie cutter, and they take the biggest artists and they just clone them, and that's
That's
what I
not good. That's
yeah,
not good because the fans for some reason they don't understand that we know. Like we know. Yeah, because remember my first
don't
question.
let you nobody. Like, we know what's going on,
We
huh?
know. That's why my first question was like, "Hey, was that a?" Because I can hear the sound and know like this was an
Yeah,
influence. And so, like you said, when you're trying to do a cookie cutter, the fans know like that's not going.
yeah.
We want to hear Karyn. We want to hear the author. What's your voice? What's your So by you giving us that, that allow us to be your fans and
It's
not a fan of you just because you sound like somebody else. So
right,
so
right.
that's a great thing. Let me ask you a question, and people like yourself, I always have to ask this question for you. Like, you know, for a woman, ever since you guys formed hips, breasts, you've been hit on. All right, let's just keep it
Mhm.
100. Once
Okay.
you got into the world of entertainment and you were establishing yourself as an artist and become a sex symbol, was that difficult to maneuver that the people to take you seriously on the business end, right? And not just looking at the outer appearance of you.
No, because energy, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
energy. You
Okay.
can, we all are energy. It's like sexy and sweet and sensual is
Mm-hmm.
dope, but it's like you can't be full of yourself. People can pick up on your vibration. So
Okay.
I've always had a strong vibe, and the fact that I love and I respect women so much. It's so I've never been like the hater kind of woman. I can compliment another woman. So
Okay.
it's just your spirituality, your vibration, and I never really had too much. I mean, I'm pretty tough. I'm I have to be. I love bands. I have
Sure.
all the time. So I had to really and I grew up in bands, so that really taught me. I was groomed by some of the drummer. His name is Jody Sims, and he played in the group Switch. So I was groomed
I
by
remember
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah, the group Switch. I would go in the studio, harmonies, and just learning, how to just communicate. So
Okay.
that really helped me. And then Don Cornelius and O'Brien, though, I went on the road with him. We opened up for Cameo. So I just, I had a lot of training, and I was young, 17 and 18 and 16 years old on the
Okay.
road.
Okay.
So I had to really carry myself in a way. Don't like, I got some stories, but it wasn't. I was a good girl and I was protected. I'm just gonna say that, because
Okay.
really people didn't really mess with me like that. You know what I mean? And it was just just a respect,
Okay.
because I think I kind of had a little bit of, because it's like I'm a weird type of artist, because like I said, I can be just as rock star and funky and edgy and kind of tomboyish, but at the same time do it with fierce legs. You
Okay.
know what I mean? It's
I
just
got you. I
that,
got you.
that Tina Turner energy. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's like, it's just it's a respect from a musician to a musician, and then, or from labels to being around this whole male driven industry. I remember meeting LA and Babyface, and and just Jimmy and Terry, and I may not like you, I may not like you either, just I mean, just speaking your mind, it's like well, you was about to not get signed because you brought this white boy with you. I'm like, this white boy taught me how to sing backgrounds and put, he really did.
Right.
This Evan
Yeah.
Rogers. Shout out to Evan Rogers.
Evan Rogers.
I did a song called "The Facts of Love" with Jeff Lorber. It was my first single. I don't know if you remember. These are the facts of love. It's
Oh
a
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
Dance up tempo,
yeah.
mid level tempo. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was my first single, and like I said, I was groomed by Evan Rogers, and I'm going to shout him out because he's the person who brought Rihanna to Jay Z and to Def Jam. So
Okay.
Evan Rogers he was an Italian, and he looked kind of like Prince, and that boy could sing and write, and so anyway, I don't know how I got off on that, but it's just
No, you
about
fine.
hearing yourself a certain way. So there we go. We leave it at
How
that.
did you for you, what is it um how challenging can it be sometimes to catch a melody? Because the melody is what makes the song. And when you're, learning the song, you got the words, and then you got the track, or if it's live instrumental playing. How challenging can it be sometimes to catch that melody where you can, convey the song the way it needs to come across?
Wow. Well, I'm gonna say it's only challenging if it's not really your truth,
Okay.
because then you kind of have to say, okay. And I'm gonna talk about this because to me, I believe that's my greatest strength is that my emotion that I convey, and I'm honest
Okay.
as a vocalist, and I can portray those emotions. But with Superwoman, it was tough. Me in LA in Babyface, we were in the studio, and I wasn't that woman. What did I know at 22 years old about being a Superwoman? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I had to substitute my mother, my older sisters, my aunts,
Okay.
and the strong women around me, and then I could sing that song, with the truth.
Oh,
Because, like I said, I mean, I was young. I wasn't trying to be nobody's superwoman. I was, I was trying to be be a star, right? You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
But I knew that women, I knew that women could relate to this song, but not so when it comes to melodies, I think that's probably the easiest part for me is to pick up the melody. And I have such a unique type of voice. I hear people say that I was able to just kind of hear myself in it, which was a strength. And a lot of producers I work with, like LA and Face, they like the grittier side of my tone, and
Mm-hmm.
Terry like the more sweet and sensual side. So I was always kind of like,
That's a no, no, that's amazing because now that you say that,
yep, you
I
can
can
you can
I
do
can
it.
tell on both songs. I can
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
you and Babyface, there's a different tone and texture to your
yeah,
voice than
grittier.
than super
Mhm.
than Superwoman. Yeah. But you
Yeah,
were also more vulnerable
yeah,
and with Babyface. You're
yeah.
more you can and you showed a little scatting. You did a little scat there on there. Yeah, yeah, see, I got ears. I got ears. I hear these things. Yeah.
Look, am I talking to a musician over here, lightweight?
No, I'm not. I wish I was a musician, but just like you were talking about, you like in funk, like in
Oh yeah.
pop R&B. I'm kind of like that. So when I created my podcast, it started out to be just sports, but then I thought about it. I don't just watch sports. I listen to music. I like
Right.
movies. I like gospel music. I like jazz. So it began to craft into me talking to people like yourself that are from different genres. So I don't stay in one
Wow.
realm, you
I
know.
love it. Well, then you understand what I'm talking about. Don't let nobody put you in a box, huh?
Correct, correct. And that's why and when you said that, I said, you know what? Her voice was different. Your tone was different on both songs, but thinking about you were also produced by two different
Oh
producers.
yeah.
I mean, both great producers, great producing company.
Mhm.
But you were just and that's a great thing, and that attests to your longevity now, that you still have. For you, what was the vibe like back then? What was that vibe like when you were out in front and you were doing your thing? What was the Because as a fan, we
Mm.
see you, we hear you on the radio, we see you on Soul Train, American Bandstands, and all this,
Oh
and we
yeah.
know what the
ET,
vibe you
Donnie
get.
Simpson.
Donnie's, oh man, no, I can't forget Donnie the original.
Oh, he
Um,
the OG.
he the
He the GOAT.
OG. So what was the vibe like for you at that time?
I was on top of the world. And I mean literally. I really was. I was on top of the world. I was, man, it was incredible. You know, it's 1% can
Hmm.
really say, I mean, it's just I just have to just shake my head and just be in awe and thankful and gratitude, because
Hmm.
to be able to have a dream and make it come true, and to have it come true, I mean, it's just nothing like it, living your purpose. So, and not only in the United States, but even going other countries internationally. So I'm so grateful, and just to see it all happen. It happened really fast. It happened, and I'm glad that I had my parents there supporting me, because
Okay.
they called me Karen White when I was in elementary. So I always knew
Hmm.
remember I was talking about that vibration, not that
Yes.
because I was just so great. I carried myself like a star, and I spoke my faith was that I gotta quit cheerleading, you guys, because I'm gonna be a star and it's messing up my voice.
Oh
I
wow.
can't do this track. Okay, okay, I could get a scholarship, but I don't really see myself, because running track, I want to really be on stage and so do Broadway and all these things. So I really all this stuff. I would have conversations with my mother and my parents, so they believed it. My whole block, everywhere I went, it was, hi Karen White. I mean, so I always felt like, I'm serious, it's crazy, but that just goes, you just, people think that it just happens. No, you speak it, your words have power.
Yes, they
And
do.
so I really knew that I wanted to do it, and so just, yeah, so having everything line up for the Don Corneliuses and the Switches and the O'Briens, and then just the Evan, and then my manager being Larkin Arnold, who was the president of Sony Records, and just Babyface in LA, the beginning of their career, and Jimmy and Terry and Clarence Avon. I mean, I'm just so freaking blessed, man. I've had an amazing, amazing career, and I'm just thankful. And then,
Hmm.
I don't know if you know my story, because I walked away from the business at the height of my career
Yeah.
because I didn't know how to be the person I wanted to be, the entertainer, the mother, the wife, because I'm very like myopic. I have that my focus has always been my superpower. That's how I was able
Okay.
to to get signed and become
Hmm.
a successful artist. So I didn't know how to give it 1,000%, 100% to each thing, each category. I'm like, how do I, you know what I mean? And I didn't like how I was having to hire AM and PM nannies, and Terry was
Right.
very busy. So I kind of lost my way for a second.
Right.
My mother had gotten cancer. I stepped back, and then I wound up not knowing how to get back in. You know what I mean? And so I was like, well, hmm, what am I going to do? So Terry and I had built this big mansion. We were kind of in Minnesota on Lake
Right.
Minnetonka, and I
Oh, not
learned
Lake
so much.
Minnetonka. Now, don't say Lake
No,
Minnetonka.
on Lake Minnetonka. Look, I know you'd say something about that, right? On Lake Minnetonka, baby. And so, yeah, so I really learned a lot. I'm a person. Another superpower is that I understand when to shut up, and when I'm in the presence of greatness, I know how to listen and learn.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I learned from all these great architects, interior designers that we were working with. So when Terry and I wound up getting a divorce, I said, "Well, shoot, what do I know how to do? I love, you know, interior design and
Okay.
homes and building. We just built this home, so I know how to do that, right?"
All
So
right.
I started buying real estate and
Okay.
buying foreclosures and going in,
Sure.
making them beautiful, and then selling them for 30% more, and moving to the next house. And so that's what I was doing. And then I looked up, and 5 years had gone by. And I'm telling like, oh Lord, but y'all got Beyonce, y'all got Usher. I'm good.
I'm good. I'm
And I
good.
couldn't see myself. I didn't know how to, get back in it. So I just, my daughter, and then I kept making excuses because I was like,
Hmm.
well, my daughter's in school. I'm gonna wait for her to graduate. So then when I finally waited until her to she graduated, and then this was in 2011, and then I wound up getting back into the business, and
But she
I was,
was happy.
yeah, oh, she was happy, but yeah, she wanted me to be, she wanted me to be to do me. And when she saw me perform, she was like, Mom, like, that's your strength. Like, why aren't you doing this? So I got back in it acting, and I was in a sitcom on BET, on Centric, called Beauty and the Baller. So, you know how when you get in your 40s, I'm not
Yeah.
sure, are you in your
Now I'm
40s?
51. I'm 51, so I
Oh,
know. Yeah.
okay, good. You know how you get fearless? Like you said, I'm gonna do this show. I'm gonna do a
Yeah.
podcast. You
Hmm.
just start doing what you want to do, and there's no
Correct.
inhibitions or fear of. So I
Right.
just, it's like I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and auditioning for sitcoms and Broadway, and so I'm having a good time out here now. I'm just coming back with a thankful heart. I'm so glad I got what we call an evergreen catalog, which means
Yes.
that I got the girls out there keeping my song alive, but I'm back now. The Tamars, the
Yeah.
what's her name? Fantasia,
Fantasia.
Heather
Yeah.
Hadley, all of them. Latoya Luckett, but I'm back now. But it's just been and I feel like I'm better. I take vocal lessons, dance lessons, sing. I mean, I
Okay.
take it serious. So I want to say this: when you come and see a Karen White show, I take it serious. I don't just get up there and, okay, I'm gonna do the same show I did. If anything, I wind up spending more money than I should, because I'm always like, I want to change this. I want to arrange it.
What a
Change
rip hand.
new show
Okay.
this year. They're like, oh, here we go. But that keeps me exciting. I don't want to get up there. Of course, we got to do it, but same music, but we can break it down. Bump. I'm gonna do this thing
Yeah.
different. I'm
You
gonna
do
talk a
it
little bit
different.
like this.
Yeah.
You understand? It ain't gonna just be the same thing. So I'm excited to be performing in Atlanta. Me and Keith with the sexual chocolates. Both of us, chocolate drama.
Boy, Keith, oh boy, Keith,
Oh, I know, Keith.
every time I think of Keith, I ain't gonna lie, I'm always laughing. I'm always thinking of him on Martin. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know.
Keith just.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah,
Me and
yeah. That changed the background. I got
That's
you.
what I'm talking. I love
I
it.
changed the background. So. But before my next question, I want to say something to you. I want to give you a compliment. I want to compliment you on taking your family, like you put in that first. Like here you are, this mega star, and everything's going good. You're doing your thing, and you have a husband, you have a child, and
And
you're trying,
stepchildren.
and stepchildren, and you're trying to say, okay, I can't. I mean, I can still be this artist, but if I'm this artist, I ain't gonna be the mother I really want to be, because I'm gonna have to be over here. And you chose the thing that comes first. A lot of people in your position don't always choose what comes first, which is family. So I want to give you props for that, to say, because when your daughter is growing up, she just see you as mom. She ain't looking at you like
Oh,
like we're looking at you. She's like, that's mom. I ain't about, you know.
of course.
Now, of course, now, yes, like you say, like you said later, she can, like, mom, that's your thing. You need to go do your
Yeah.
thing.
Go
But
get it.
growing up, that's not how they, like, I tell people all the time. I'm sitting, like, talking to you. I talk to so many people, and I get off and I'm hyped. I was like, oh man, that was Karyn White. And my family just be looking at me like, hey, can you run us up to the stove right? I be like,
I know.
yeah.
You go get some chicken from the stove.
Yeah, like, man, like, are you serious? Like, what?
But
My
you know
daughters
what?
don't care nothing about that.
Yeah,
They don't care
that's
nothing
for
about that.
you though, right? That's our thing, and that's our little bit of heaven,
But
right?
it lets you know what home is. Like, who loves
Yeah.
you for you,
Oh
and
yeah.
not, because they waiting on you to make them happy by singing or whatever. And you said
Right.
something that I want to ask you, like you were talking about the acting and stuff, and I was like, I was going to ask, hey, we need to see you act, because just looking at your appearance, like I'm waiting to see you on something on Lifetime. I ain't lying. I'm waiting on you.
I
I'm wait. I'm
know.
waiting on you. You
Well,
done killed somebody, or somebody stalking you. Well, only a few storylines on
but I
Lifetime.
did think. Wait a minute, hold on now you're a producer. Look at him. Now he got ideas. I'm sitting here
Oh,
with
I
a
thought.
with a film producer. Let me tell you this, since we're talking about movies. And I wish we would have sent it to you because you could have played
Okay,
our trailer. But make sure when I get off this phone, we're gonna send you.
send me
We,
the trailer. Yeah, I'll put it in there.
trailer. I did a movie in 2017 called "Gale in the Storm: Bringing Back the Funk," and it's about a
Okay.
legendary singer
Okay.
who walks away from the music business at
Okay.
the height of her career, and she
Okay.
hooks up with a revolutionary music producer, and he tries to get her back into the game. So it's really loosely based on my life, but we had a great time. And I'm like, there's no excuses now. We can't say if you want to do it, you know
Do it.
how we like, get on YouTube, build your show. You got an iPhone, produce your film. It's
Yes.
just, there is no excuses not to be
Nah.
out here getting it, right?
You're correct. There's no excuse. Because who would play you?
Oh, I love it. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I think, okay, one of the girls, it was one of the girls from Greenleaf I like, and then one of the girls from Empire. What was her name? She was Richard Jacobs' girlfriend. I called her Lil Karen White. What was her name? The girl from Empire.
Not
She was.
not not
I
the
used to watch Empire the first season, but they kind of went to the
Yeah, yeah,
left.
yeah. I'm same here. No, no, we here on that.
But yeah, she's
because it was
dope.
about the music at first, and then
Yeah, then it went. Yeah, then it
yeah,
became. Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah. Are
but
you
that was.
were you talking about the one who was the first season she was engaged to Lucius, Terrence Howard's
No,
character?
not her. Not
Not her.
her. It was
Okay.
another girl. She kind of had big hair. Uh, she kind of had like my complexion. She was dating the young the son. She was dating the younger son.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's been in a lot of stuff lately too, because she's in what's the show? Kingdom Business.
Oh, she's
Uh,
in Creature Business.
yeah,
That's the one with That's his
Planet.
name. The boy.
Uh,
Darren Gibson's in that, right? Is Aaron?
no,
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 he's
no,
not.
no, 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 no.
Family
Michael,
Business.
Michael Jai White, Michael Jai White.
Oh, Michael was in that.
That Michael, Yolanda Adams.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, this is the gospel. Cynthia
yeah.
Bay. Okay, got you.
She's in that, so I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're
So
talking about.
who do you think would be a good pick? You tell me. You the producer. You the one that got
uh,
all these great ideas over there.
there's a young lady, and I have to send you. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see if
Yeah,
I
go
can
ahead
change.
on it.
Let me
Go
see
ahead
if
on
I can
it.
change. No, no. Let me see if I got her still on my thing. If I could change my background to see if.
Keep it
Uh,
right
no,
there.
no, I
Now,
don't have it. No, I don't
oh,
have
you
it.
don't
But
have it?
she was in Emancipation.
Oh, okay.
She had a part in Emancipation, and her hair is like yours. Now,
Wow. I'm telling you,
similar, similar facial features.
mm,
Uh I can't think of her name right now. I interviewed her. Now what
text it to me. Text it to me.
okay, okay. I will text it to you. She could, because she's an actress. I think she could play you in a biopic. I think you would need something uh kind of like New Edition, like
Yeah.
a 2 3, or if you didn't do it that way, if you did it Netflix or something, where you could just do a one, the way they, the way they just did Best Man, where they just
Oh
did a
yeah. Big
stream. Yeah,
stream
where they streamed
mini
it.
series.
a
Miniseries.
miniseries. Yeah, I could see you with the miniseries showing you coming up, then showing you uh, in your prime, and then like you said, having to I mean not having to, but choosing to walk away, right, to take care of it, and then now showing you coming back.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
I got you.
Yep.
I got
They
you.
better come on with it. Look,
I
they better
got
come
you.
on with it.
I got
It's
just
not
a.
gonna be no. It's not. The thing is that
Mhm.
it's about choices, and because I could have been a lot larger had I, not left. So I'm not saying my situation was different because I think if Terry and she had two famous parents. You understand?
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why I was like, uh, you
Yeah,
know
but
what I mean?
the difference is Terry could always walk in the grocery store.
Right, right,
You
right,
couldn't walk in the grocery store because
right.
you had to really know music to know what Terry looked like. You
Well,
see
back
what I'm
in the
saying?
day, though, wait a minute, though. Back in the day, especially, well, guess, yeah, yeah. You think so? Because the producers were making more money than the artists.
No, they were
We were,
making more money, but see, there was my generation, our generation. We would look and say, okay, who that has a familiar sound? Who produced that? Who wrote that? So
oh,
we were looking for the Terry Jams, the Jimmy. I mean Terry Lewis, the Jimmy
right,
Jams,
LA
the
face,
L.A. Face.
Teddy.
Okay, but
Mhm.
they weren't like okay, like so Babyface. Yes, we knew what he
Yeah,
looked
I
like,
got you.
but you didn't
Right.
always see, you had to know who L.A. Reid was to know what he really looked like.
Got you.
But
Got
you
you.
being the artist, if you show up at the grocery store, you get mobbed. You get
Right,
mobbed.
right.
People know you married. Listen, I remember when you married Terry, it's always the fans. You know, we something wrong with us. And the first thing oh man, Terry don't know what to do with that. They don't Terry. It's like
I
like.
know.
But let me ask you
What,
this.
what do you know? What did
Terry,
Minnesota
no,
White
no,
know?
no. I mean, he can produce. Look. Then you start discrediting him. I mean, he can produce a little bit. You know, he ain't all that. You know,
Oh no! Look, he ain't all
he
that,
ain't all that. But let me ask you this: how did you, all these years, how were you able to keep your sanity, being in the music industry and everything in your height, and even when you were, like you said, trying to make the decision to be there for your daughter and give her the mother she need, when you're doing all that, because you still love music, right? Because you knew you was going to do that ever since you were a little kid. How did you keep your sanity?
I kept my sanity, my savior, my spirituality,
I
man.
ain't mad at you. I'm
Of
with you.
course. Yeah, that was grounding. My faith, my faith. My grandmother had a little holiness church when I grew up, and so she would have. This was in Watts, and
Mm.
she would have me play piano, and I didn't even know how to play piano. Get on there. Precious Lord. Two chords that I knew.
Too good.
Take my hand.
The Lord gonna guide you. The Lord gonna guide you. Go on and play.
Exactly. You already know. So look, I already come from a long generation of prayer warriors of just, so I always, I always am just giving God all the glory. And, so that's what kept my sanity because I believe, and I say that because
Mm.
it was a tough time, going through a divorce and my mother passing at the same time, and uh, you know, just high profile separation. And
Mm.
I really could have really lost it, like a lot of women do. Get on. I never got on drugs or anything, so I'm just, man. When I tell you, I've been protected and preserved. Only God. And so every time I
Okay.
get on that stage, that's why I make it a point, to just really give back. And I want people to really feel me and learn from me. And I'm not sitting up here trying to say I have it all, but I'm not ashamed. Keith said, "You talk too much." Keith said, "Dang, you telling all that." I was like, "Hey, I have to because I want people to, they think I'm just because I'm singing such a powerful song that I got it all together. And I'm like, no,
Right.
I'm gonna be the first to tell you, you know what I mean, what the sacrifices and what I had to do and how I'm in awe of women and how we're powerful, strong, and even men too, but really just making sure that the women, because especially in
Sure.
this day, I mean, you could really IG will have people messed up. You'll just think like, let me just go somewhere and just go get on a farm, totally do something different because everything is like everybody's just grand and big and
It's a
you know what
facade.
I mean? Like,
It's a
hey,
it's a
y'all ain't got no
facade.
problems, huh? You know what I mean?
It's a facade. And by you
Oh, I
saying that,
know.
I would love to, if you're open to it. I want to bring you back because I'm putting together trying to do a joint interview with people like yourself,
I love it.
mothers. I want to do it for Mother's Day,
Ooh, nice.
mothers in the industry, and talk about two things. One, what it means to you to be a mother, and then what your mother gave you. And I want to pair you up with a couple of other entertainers, maybe an actress.
Yeah.
I've got one or two actresses in mind, and another singer. And so because it's important to me to what you just stated. Like last year, not last year, year before last, I did it with Carvin Winans,
Mm,
talking about Pop Winans and what fatherhood
mm-hmm.
meant to him and what his dad. Because I think people need to see you guys in a real way. Like you said, people think you don't have any problems, you don't have any issues, and I think Andre 3000 said it best when Outkast first came out. He said on the song, he said, "Truly, yes, I have more fans than the average man, but
Mm.
I live from beat to beat, just like you live from check to check." I like,
That's right. That's right. Man, speaking of the genius, man, yes, I definitely that sounds amazing. You have some really great ideas. I would love to do it. I got a show on Mother's Day, I think. I'll be
no,
in
no,
Women.
not on Mother's Day. I want to do it
Oh,
before Mother's Day.
oh
But
good. Okay,
yeah,
good.
before Mother's Day, just check with everybody's schedule, see if we can mesh it together, and then I'll put it out
Mm-hmm.
on Mother's Day.
Oh,
But no,
I love it.
I
Okay.
do it before Mother's Day. So I think
Yeah,
you
it would be my honor. Look,
I
I may
appreciate
even
it.
have to get my daughter in here. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, but oh, no, I won't be able to. 'Cause, well, look, maybe my daughter's getting married. She's getting married on May the 22nd or
No, I'm talking
21st.
about doing this possibly like next month here in April, just based on
Oh,
just
okay,
kind of
yeah.
coinciding everybody's schedule, when you can do
No,
it,
I love
schedule.
that.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
we'll put it out on Mother's Day.
right. Oh,
And
that's
we'll do
hot. Okay,
and
yeah,
we'll
that
do
would be good. Okay,
yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
good.
And so I always, like I said, I always like for you, I always try to protect my guests. I always want people to see you in a real way. That's why I don't try to ask the questions that you've been asked your whole career. Yeah, I didn't even have to ask you. I was going to ask you why music as a career, but I had to
Right.
ask you because you gave it to me without me even asking. So
Oh
because you
yeah.
knew it from
It
you see
called
what
me. Look, music called me. You don't
yeah,
call music.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
look, you don't call this thing right here. You better be loving this because sometimes it don't love you back.
They don't love.
The
Listen,
music sometimes don't love you back.
I wanted to get into music. I remember when I was in a rap group and rap was taking off, and then but I was still an athlete. And I remember after my little brother, Richard Wingo with the group Jagged Edge, and
Mm,
I asked him. I said, "Man, you know what, bruh? I don't see how you do it. Cause I'm when I gotta go. I gotta lay down. I gotta get some sleep." You can't be coming to
mhm.
me talking about you got 4 out now. Well, I get listen. I'm gonna be late then because I'm gonna lay down and get my. I'm getting my 8. I'm telling you, I'm getting
I'm
my
getting
8.
mine.
Y'all, somebody go out before I go out. So, like you said, everybody's not built for it. Everybody can't do it, and so I thank you for coming on the show, blessing me with your presence. Always been a fan of yours. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm gonna see her, y'all, on April the 22nd. Is it the 22nd? Right, right.
Yeah.
Out in the Stonecrest,
Black Wall
Stonecrest,
Street, baby. Support
Black
Black
what's
Wall
it?
Street. Look,
Black
we got
Wall
our
Street.
own place to come. And I think we're going to be one of like the first big artists to play here. So
Yeah,
I'm
you and
excited
Keith,
because,
her and Keith Washington is
yeah,
going
myself
down.
and Keith
Yeah,
Washington, come on out. Y'all going to have an amazing time and just let us love on you. Come on and
come on.
have a good time.
So I'm gonna reach back out so we could try to correlate that Mother's Day
Okay.
thing, try to correlate it. Well, please stay safe and stay
Mhm.
and stay blessed out there, and we love you.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much for honoring me, but for having
Yes,
this interview with me. It was
yes.
fun. You took me down memory lane in a different way. And you a
Okay.
bad boy. So I'm looking forward to definitely seeing the things that you're gonna do. Okay,
Thank
Otis,
you.
thank you. And
Thank
whenever you
you.
need me, I'm here.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye.
Bye bye.